My name's John Green. I'm from Star, Idaho, District 10, and I'm speaking in favor of HCR 10, and I urge you to vote for it as well. I decided I'd take a little bit different approach and talk about sort of some personal examples of how the federal government is overreaching. I've been a taxpayer since I was 16 years old, and I'm now retired and see the value of my retirement savings dwindle almost on an annual basis as our borrow and spend government devalues the dollar with runaway spending. You know, they're spending it on things like non-binary language training for Sri Lankan journalists. Yeah, that's really a thing in the State Department. All the while that sort of thing is going on, we have runaway spending, and even though we're flirting with fiscal disaster at the federal level, our elected representatives seem to spend lifetime careers in Washington and then retire as very wealthy people. My son Joseph was a victim of the Merrick Garland censorship program at the Justice Department. His social media accounts were all canceled because he dared to post scientific data that was counter to the Fauci COVID protocols, a direct violation of freedom of speech. I have a close personal friend who's a retired FBI agent living in Nampa. His daughter was interrogated by federal agents at her home because her cell phone pinged in Washington, D.C. on January 6th, even though she was miles away from the Capitol riot. Again, that's not the way our federal government is supposed to work, but it's exactly what happens when we lose accountability over our federal government. Last November, we elected a new president to reestablish accountability. Unfortunately, our public servants don't care about our wishes, and they're fighting back. President Trump is being prohibited from controlling his own executive departments by injunctions issued by activist judges at the bureaucrats' requests. That's why people like Vice President Vance, Secretary of Defense Hegseth, Secretary of State Rubio, and others are supporters of an Article 5 convention. They understand that an ailing system requires a systemic treatment, such as the emergency procedure our founders provided, the second clause of Article 5. I hear the opponents caution against its use, but I feel like we're watching Uncle Sam die while we argue about whether to apply CPR or not. We should be arguing about what's going to happen if we don't take corrective action. I urge you to support HCR 10 for an Article 5 convention and make Idaho one of the states that's stepping up to aid our ailing republic.